now our next speaker is Rohit Garg, Vice President, RRD Go Creative APAC. Rohit Garg is a techno-functional banker who began his career in corporate and investment banking with Citibank. He manages a number of financial services teams in his current role. He regularly shares thoughts on the impact of automation on financial services industry as a speaker, and he'll speak about injecting intelligence into RPA bot. So over to you, Mr. Rohit.
Thanks, Maninder. I come from business side. Majority of the people thought that robots are coming and getting more intelligent day by day. One day they will learn so much and we will end up to do mundane job like this guy cleaning the floor. Is it happening too soon? University of Singularity said human intelligence continue to grow, but machine intelligence is going to grow much faster. And we will reach an influx point very soon where machine intelligence will overtake human intelligence. Panic created by consultancy firms. 2014, Gartner published a report saying that forget about new jobs, 1/3 of the current jobs will be replaced by bots. KPMG to that all BPO jobs will be killed are in next 10 years, 30% job cut by 2021. McKinsey said 50% of the jobs will go by 2030, and World Bank said that automation is going to kill about 70% of the jobs. Who's going to do it? RPA companies said we have a product which can do end-to-end automation. We have a digital force. You don't require a coding. You don't require a BPO. You can implement in weeks, get ROI in 3 months. Don't depend on IT. Between 2014 and 16, the consulting company said RPA is coming. KPMG said RPA will cut cost by 50 to 75%. Deloitte said 30 to 60%. PW said 30 to 80%. EY said 50 to 70%, and Gartner said 90% of the companies are getting benefit from. This majority of the people may not be aware that Automation Anywhere used to make software testing anywhere. This was testing software, but rebranded in 12. Blue Prism launched. 2013, Blue Prism featured in Gartner. 15 till 2016, we saw various messaging across AI. 2017, Blue Prism got listed and immediately became a unicorn. The same year, Automation launched their IQ bot, which was supposed to be very intelligent. Next year, UiPath suddenly came into a picture, and both UiPath and Automation Anywhere became unicorn. UiPath last funding valuation was $5 billion, but currently trading at $16 billion market cap. Automation Anywhere is not listed. They are at 6.8 billion valuation. Blue Prism was at $3 billion. Now they've been bought by a British company and delisted. What is bots? Myself, mechanical engineer, I thought best to compare with the industrial bots. Majority of robots are in assembly lines, doing fitting, welding, painting jobs. Similarly, these bots will perform a transaction. Before you implement, the function needs to be repeatable and it requires an accuracy. Same applies over here. As robots moves in 2D or 3D space, these are virtual, they move in 2D space. Action needs to be done in a sequence. Before you perform tasks, you need to standardize process. Same applies here. You can put an intelligence to a robot by putting various sensor, vision, heat, proximity, and same applies over here. You can put a pattern recognition, language, NLP to add intelligence. We know top threes: Automation Anywhere, UiPath, and Blue Prism. But there are others too: Antwork, Crayons, Win Automation, WorkFusion, and the latest and most astonishing entry is from Microsoft Power Automate. In case you don't want to buy any of these, there are open source platform also. I have listed Selenium because a lot of features in RPA could be done in testing software. Automation Anywhere started as a testing company. Now, where we implement the bots? To implement a bot, you look at heat maps. Process needs to be straightforward. Making needs to be rule-based. Volume should be high. Process should be matured. Software should not require much changes. And data to be structured. Put that into a layman languages. If you can put your process into Visio, if your decision is if then else rule, if your volumes are high, based on my experience, you should do minimum about a 50 transaction a day to justify a bot. You should have established operating procedure. You should not change UI interface, and you can put a data into tabular form. The image on top is a human vision and the bottom the computer vision. And this is the finest end of technology available right point of time. You need to set up a realistic automation goals. Companies have been oversold, assuming RPA software it will do everything. RPA is not a key for all automation. There are very less expertise. People do 2 weeks courses and claim themselves to be RPN experts. You underestimate a process, try to implement on a process which cannot be RPA'd. If you try to implement everything on an enterprise version, you need to look at cost benefit analysis, because enterprise version solutions will cost minimum $30,000 per annum as recurring fees, including licensing cost and support cost. If you implement it on a Citrix, then RPA recognize that an image. Even mainframe comes as a images. Who is driving it needs to be clear. RPA company, the business will own it. IT will say they will own it. Now consulting started doing an audit for bot IDs because we tend to give more privilege. They become a super user, which can be dangerous. Implementation is not so simple. Good amount of time, while RPA company can say 2 to 3 weeks implementation, but real good use case will take about minimum 3 months, and it can go to 12 months. ROI, you have to look at overall cost. There is a development cost, there is a support cost, also an IT infrastructure cost. I found this study by Deloitte very interesting. These are the companies which have implemented RPA and asked them to rate what they achieved. If cost reduction is the only criteria, then you are number 7 or 6 in the list. RPA improves compliance, improves accuracy, it ensures more availability of resources, increase your productivity, flexibility to scale up and down. The consulting companies are coming up with the logic, you are burnt with the bots, 50% of the projects are failing. Deloitte said that 80% of the companies who have bought the softwares have not scaled beyond 10 bots. Forbes says hype is over, and HFS says it has died, and now they are projecting hyper automation. I'm going to demo the Discover tool internally developed in RRD. It captures process manual and do mining. Simple demo in which you go to company search and download a PDF report. Let's see how it works. Log into Discovery tool and then you do a company search. Go to filing history. If you want a standard operating procedure, just submit kind of template you require. And you have SOP pre-formatted, documented, available with the screenshots with every step to study which process is taking how much time. You do it multiple steps and put an estimated analysis. It will tell average handling time. You create a training video that is also available with click of button. With every step, we do process mapping for external clients, one process mining free. Now let's look at some of the case studies. Not every time there is a FTE reduction. So first process is an aging report. We get aging analysis from 3 different systems, SAP, Green Mountain Technology, Mercury Gate. Why we have 3 different systems? This is legacy. Things which used to take 2 days, now it is taking less than 4 hours. There is no reduction in FTE. The second, logistics business, where we get shipping information. Once we know the proof of delivery, we take that delivery, merge invoice and send it to customers. It is unassisted bot. It runs at background. In a 30-member team, by implementing these bots, we reduce 6 FTEs. Now, the larger process where we have more than 100 people working, we do financial data extraction. We receive images in TIFF format. These are scanned images. We convert them into PDF, then run CR. We clean the output by JavaScript. 40% will go through a manual process. And within 100 FTEs, we were able to reduce TFTs. So which software to choose? It becomes a dart game because every company is claiming the same. If you want RRD, then honest, here are my coordinates, rohit.garg@rrd.com. We call it service delivery automation. We use third-party vendors, third-party technologies. We have implemented 63 bots for 20 clients and 40 bots are in pipeline. That's all from my side. Back to you, Maninder, in case people have any questions.
Thank you, Rohit. So you may ask your queries in this session.
Rohit, I have one question. You mentioned you are reading images, converting into PDF and reading the data using the ABI. How you are confirming that the data 100% correct, or you have any threshold like 90%?
We introduce JavaScript where we run automated spelling check errors. JavaScript will qualify whether that conversion is perfect or not. Like I is not represented as 1, O is not represented as 0, based on that check, we determine how much data which we can rely on. 40% of the data is not reliable. That goes through a manual process. Hope that helps.
Got it. Thank you.